Hey, Crew Quarters fam, it's your host Jason, and I'm proud to present you with this very special episode of street interviews that I did today at Rutherford Pridefest in Rutherford, New Jersey. I went around and I interviewed allies and I interviewed members of the community, and I asked people in the community to share a moment in their self-acceptance and coming out story that they will forever remember and hold with them. And I asked allies to share a moment in their life involving the LGBTQ or an event that they remember and allowed them to be more open-minded and that they hold dear to their heart. I also asked all of them to leave a simple piece of advice for those struggling that might be in the same boat to improve and learn and grow and be able to accept themselves. So I hope you guys enjoy these interviews, and I hope you all learn something. So without further ado, here are the interviews.
Hi, my name is Jenna. I'm 18 years old, and I'm a bisexual cisgender female. Back during quarantine, I found it very hard to identify as such. There was a lot of biphobia running around in the community. But what actually started helping me was creating a celebrity crush list of each gender and identity. And it really helped me get over my fear of liking the opposite gender and the same gender at the same time. So that's my story.
Hi, my name is Asia. I'm a cisgender lesbian, and my pronouns are she, her. When I had my first girlfriend, and we were out in this public outdoor mall, and we were just holding hands and being all touchy, and that was the first time that I was okay being affectionate to another girl. And I just really accepted that part of myself.
Hi, my name's Kaylee. I'm a cisgender bisexual, and my pronouns are she, her. So one really moment that I realized that obviously I was gay was realizing that I liked my friend, and growing up in a very Christian family, it wasn't very accepted, and I was super terrified to come out to my mother, worrying that she wouldn't accept me. And then I realized once I finally came out, the religion aspect doesn't matter as much as the fact that I'm her daughter. So she didn't care as much into the fact that it was against the quote-unquote religion.
Hi, my name is Charlie. I'm non-binary. I'm pansexual and polyamorous, and I use he/they pronouns.
Hi, I'm Erin. I use he/they pronouns. I'm agender and panromantic, and I'm also polyamorous.
I first told my dad, and he was driving me home after we spent the weekend together, and I told him, hey, Dad, I think I might be gay. I didn't, this was a couple of years ago, and I remember he was so accepting and appreciative that I actually came out and told him and didn't keep to myself for a while. That it's something I'll never forget because he's really supportive and everything.
One thing I remember is after I came out to my dad, I talked to him about how I wanted to come out to the rest of my family, and we came up with the idea that I would bake a chocolate cake with rainbow sprinkles on it and present it to them after dinner. So we did. Everybody was really accepting, and it was really nice.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I'm a transgender male, and I'm currently questioning my sexuality. And I'm 15. 15? No, sorry, I'm 16.
Hi, I'm Roberto Perez, and I'm a bisexual queer woman. And I forgot what I was gonna say.
How old are you?
17. Yes, 17.
A moment that really changed everything for me was I was on the way home from seeing my favorite band with my mom, and she had told me, she was like, hey, when we're together, I want you to be very transparent with me, and you could be anything, you could identify as a freaking client if you wanted to. And I was like, okay, well, I'm a trans guy, and I've been sure since I was 11. And she said to me, I know. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I've known since you could talk. And I mean, I guess she didn't tell me because it was something more for me to figure out on my own and to mature into. But yeah, I've been welcomed with open arms, and I'm here with her now. So yeah.
For me, there's no specific thing, but it's just how I grew up. Grew up in a Hispanic family, and also just being queer as a young age. I knew I knew I was a little different. I was on the side, but just growing up
like that is a real thing, like for real. Like start growing up in a world where like a lot of the people you know aren't like you, and also like you're very different. People hate on you. They're like, what do you mean that you might want to be a boy, or you might want to be a girl, or you might not want to be anything at all? Like for some reason it's just like so hard for people to understand that there's like different like mindsets, and everybody's allowed to be loved no matter how they want to dress up and be or act, you know, or look. Like I think it's your job as a family and a community to respect them, and you know, instead of like hating on them, find a way to work around who they are. But like a lot of people didn't have that, especially me. Like my parents were like it like there's no in between. There's nothing is just girl boy. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much like a really big thing.
My name is Melissa Ortez. I'm in my early 30s. My pronouns are she, her, and I am an ally. We're here at Rutherford Pride Fest. I actually grew up in Rutherford, and being here today is really inspiring, and I'm so glad that we have this, Rutherford Pride Alliance in the community now. Growing up, it wasn't always, the most welcoming place for the community, and I'm really proud to be a part of it now and see the growth that's occurred in the community.
My name is Elisa Primavera. I am 36, and I'm also an ally. I have a very personal family story of one of my older cousins coming out, taking about 35 years for that to actually happen. And the moment that it did happen has tremendously impacted my family in the best possible way. We've never been closer. We were able to share, the special milestones in his life in the most supportive way. He just got married last year, and it was amazing.
Hi, my name is Jason. My pronouns are he, him, his. I identify as gay. I actually have an amazing partner here with me today. So I guess the first thing I want to talk about is just like my coming out story and what that was like for me. The first time that I actually came out for anyone was actually live in front of an audience. I was singing a song called Creep, and I had heard this rendition of it by Brian Justin Crumb, which is truly incredible. And he changed the pronoun for she, her to him, his. And I was like, wait, I so resonate with that. So in a way, like I just came out to my whole college that way, and I sang it that way live.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Restaino, and I am the founder and CEO of the Actors Studio of New Jersey here at Rutherford Pride. My pronouns are he, him. And I guess a touching story about my coming out process was, I have the privilege of having it very easy. I grew up in the theater community in New Jersey, so I was constantly around the community from really like 6 years old. So I just had open conversations with a lot of people that I grew up with and that I felt comfortable speaking to and getting advice from. So it is a privilege, and I'm really, really happy to be here representing Rutherford Pride.
Hi, my name is Tori. My pronouns are she, her, and I am such a proud ally of the community. I live here in Rutherford, also part of the Actors Studio of New Jersey. And the biggest thing I want to talk about is just kind of combining two of the questions of how much theater has helped educate and inspire me in terms of the narratives within the community, and that art is really powerful, and music and theater is really powerful, and it's transformative, and it's just something that can really bring people together. And I think through the finding people who are your people, and just knowing that if you ever feel alone in your own story, that you're not, and that there are so many people who love and support you and are here for you on your journey. And I really think theater is a really beautiful place for that. Even if you don't want to pursue a career in theater or Broadway, just the camaraderie and support and openness and safety that people find, I think, is really special. And that's what we also are trying to do here. So, yeah.
Hello. My name is Kimmy Somani. I am a drag queen from Jersey City, New Jersey, but I perform wherever they'll have me, baby. My pronouns in drag are she, her, book me, and out of drag are he, him. My sexual preference or sexuality, I am a gay man dressed as a woman today. And a touching moment in my life, in my self-discovery. Drag really helped me find myself. So my first actual booking, when I realized I could do him and her at the same time, that really helped me with my self-discovery.
Hi, my name is Lover Girl London. You can call me Lover Girl or London. My pronouns in drag are that bitch, and then out of drag, she, her. I am a trans woman. I am 26 years old, and I like men. But honestly, like, if you're a really cute girl, like,
You never know.
The touching moment that I hold near and dear to my heart is when I came out to my mother as a trans woman. She told me that you're not changing, you're just becoming a better you. And that just reminded me that who I was always there, and that I just had to let it shine, and that I had to fulfill my destiny, which is to be that girl.
Which is this.
You know,
To be this.
It's this whole thing.
My name's Rob. I'm 57 years old. I work in the financial service industry. I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm married to this guy here, Dave. We live in Rutherford, New Jersey.
8 years in October. 8 years in October.
8 years in October. And
gay years are like dog years. So, that's 8 times 7. That's 56 years we've been together.
And I'm supposed to go first, and then you're supposed to.
Sorry.
It's supposed to be like, go back and forth.
Okay.
So anyway, we have a dog named Ludlow. He's the love of our life, and he's an Australian mini shepherd. And so we always throw his name or a picture or something in whenever we do anything. So I thought I'd mention him.
Dog treats
Got him
today.
some dog treats.
Duck feet.
So I'll go to my one of my early moments being gay. It was back in the early 90s, and I came out. So I had a good friend who's still a good friend, and I came out to her. She was the first person I came out to. And so I told her I was gay, and she just looked at me and she said, "So?" And I'm like, "Oh, all right, well, I just wanted to let you know." And then we moved on from that, and it was such a big relief to me to come out to somebody. And then after that, I came out to friends and family. And I remember reading something once by someone who said, when you come out, you don't come out once, you're always coming out. And even now, when I'm comfortable, I'm married, I'm comfortable at work, when I meet someone for the first time, I have to think about, do I let them know I'm gay? Do I come out? Is it appropriate time? And to be honest with you, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Maybe some people can tell right away. I don't know, but it never gets totally easy.
My name's Dave Serino. I'm married to Rob here. We had 8 years in October. We got married in Ludlow, Vermont, shortly after marriage equality was passed. We named our dog after the town Ludlow, where we got married. I was actually in the closet when I met Rob. We dated 5 years, been married 8 and 13 years. I told Rob that I was out when I first met him, and then probably a few months into the relationship, I said, "Rob, I got something important to tell you." I said, I'm really in the closet. And he's like, "I know, Dave." And, he accepted me and he allowed me to come out when I was ready. And there's a process coming out. There's out to yourself and then out to everyone else. While I was out to myself, I struggled with coming out to everyone else. But, Rob was patient. He allowed me to do it on my timeline. And eventually, within the year, I was able to come out to all my family and my friends. And, I'm one of the fortunate ones. I didn't lose any family or friends. They all supported us. We had, near 90 people of our family and friends at our wedding in Vermont. So it's testament to, the circle that Rob and I are part of.
Hi guys, my name is Millie. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a lesbian. I just turned 35 years old today. Woo woo! Pride! Okay, I do not have a religious background. I believe in spirituality and whatever everybody wants for themselves, go for it. Well, my coming out experience was actually very interesting. It was like a forced experience. I was in high school, typical softball athlete.
And back in the day, we had like AOL dial-up or something. And I would be messaging girls, and there was this one time my mom walked into the room, and I was fucking deathly terrified, and shut the computer down real quick. And my mom obviously was very, very suspicious. Coming from a Latin background. Exactly, yeah, coming from a Latin background. And I was so terrified. I was like, hey, Mom, I think at this point we might as well have a conversation. There's something that I need to tell you. And she was like, oh my God, Milagros, don't tell, are you pregnant? And I was like, no, Mom, I'm not pregnant, I'm gay. And yeah, that was super interesting. And my mom is like super old school, a lot just like her. It wasn't widely accepted back in my mom's day. And so she's gone through a lot of trial and tribulations, and she's a femme. So for a butch or a butch, whatever they call it now, it would be very, very difficult for me, and she didn't want me to experience that life. But we got through it, and yeah, my mom's a lesbian too. She actually just got married like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, living my best life, and I'm having a great time. Yeah, so in terms of if there's anything like difficult that I experienced, in high school, I was pretty much already out, so I don't have like the same stories that people normally have as far as like non-acceptance. I think the only non-acceptance that I've ever experienced was when I'm going to a public bathroom and people, when I'm in the women's bathroom, they're like, hey, this is a women's bathroom, like the men's is over there. But I never received any hate, and I'm very, very fortunate for that. I know a lot of people before me went through a lot of shit, and I'm grateful to be here in this very moment with like being a lot more inclusive, wisely accepted.
Hi, my name is Tina. I am a lesbian. My pronouns are her, she, her, hers.
She's still learning.
I have a Christian background. I came out with a kind of late in life, in my mid-40s. Kind of knew something was going on in my mid-20s. Then kind of just did the traditional, get married, have kids, and then realized it just was still there, never went away. And actually had to be brave enough to walk away from a 20-year marriage with 2 children. But persevered and made it through, and I'm so happy right now. I'm going to be 53 next week, and I'm embracing who I am and living what I am and who I am with so much pride, and being myself has never felt so good. And age doesn't matter, by the way. We're 18 years apart, but
yeah, you gotta
we make it work. 18 years difference. Yeah, love is love. So what was yours? Did you have like a tough, well, yeah, I think the fear of acceptance within like my friend group or my family would be, and then just carrying the guilt of breaking up, my children's, traditional home. That was my biggest struggle, but we've overcome, and now they're 17 and 21, and they accept who I am, and we're all just being who we are. So, and that's, I think for them, it's as tough as it was, it made them realize and then learn that acceptance and people are going to be different. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And YOLO, you only live once. You got to be who you are.
You only live once. I love that. Like, we can end that by that. You only live once. Live, love, laugh. Best thing about life.
You don't owe anybody a label for your identity. Only you deserve your identity. And if you don't know what that is yet, that's perfectly okay. It takes time. And just know that you have people in your corner.
To just not think so deeply into it, like, oh wow, I'm gay. Like, it's more like, wow, I can just love someone freely who it just happens to be the same gender as me. You don't have to think of it as such a life or death. It's not as serious as it seems. It's just another part about you.
My recommendations are just be yourself. Don't worry too much about what other people are gonna think. As long as you're safe and you feel comfortable telling somebody, then that's all that matters.
One piece of advice I had is that there's always someone there that's going through probably a very similar experience, or someone who's gone through it and can help you, because like Bryn said, it's a very accepting community, and no matter what you've gone through, you'll always find someone who's there for you.
One piece of advice I have for people struggling is it does get better. Find support groups, because it's a really accepting community, and there are people out there who do care about you. And once you find a group of people that you relate with and find comfort in, it gets a lot better.
I feel like advice is that I think inevitably there's gonna be some sort of like something gonna stop you, but like if you really actually want to make a change in your demeanor to like, you know, like lock in to be accepted, I think just say F it, ball it, and just like be yourself. Because like at the end, if you have trust and loyalty to yourself, I feel like nobody else can stop you, because you're gonna do it either way, you know what I mean? And it's really hard when it's like I said, your family, but I feel like that's the whole point. Like that's what's gonna make a difference, not you being like queer. This is like who you are as like a queer person, you know what I mean? Because like like be somebody, make them hear to what you want to say, have a voice. Hell yeah, have a
So
voice.
I bet y'all hear it a lot, too much even, but it gets better. Hell, my dad is very transphobic, and I applied for a job, and he was like, are they going to let you use their preferred name? I obviously didn't know how to respond because I wasn't expecting it, but it happened. It gets better, trust me. It really does.
And my advice would be just to, you know, take it in, listen, be patient with yourself, and, you know, just accepting at the end of the day, because it really is helpful to the community and to yourself as well.
I think my advice, also similar to Melissa's, just no matter what you're struggling with or how you identify, you're always going to be a work in progress, and just be kind to yourself, and be patient with yourself, and just know that you're never going to stop working on yourself. So it's a journey. It's not really the destination.
If there's any advice I can give to someone struggling with the same thing, I would say it is a struggle. And, you know, you might fall on hard times. You might find people who don't love and accept you, but there are people who will. There are people who are going to love you for who you are. You just got to find them, because they're out there. They are.
And I think my biggest piece of advice to those in the community, those who have not come out, is just have open conversation. It's the best thing to get advice and ask the questions at the earliest that you start feeling, or that you just need more of an education. It's not hard to just open up the conversation, ask the questions, gain more knowledge, because at the end it gives you more strength to join the community, and you'll always have support from the community.
A word of advice I would give to you is it does get better. Believe it or not, it does get better. I know how hard it seems right now. It does get better. Trust, coming from me, I've seen it both sides of the spectrum, baby. It gets so much better. You get to live in your truth. You get to sit in it and really soak it in. It gets better.
Best advice I would give to you, besides it gets better because it does get better, is you have to be authentic to yourself for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for acceptance from your family or acceptance from your friends or trying to impress a guy or a girl. You have to look in the mirror when you're out of the shower, naked, look in your reflection and accept who you are. And that's the most fulfilling experience. We're here now at Rutherford Pride, and it's so fulfilling to see everybody live unapologetically. So you just gotta do you, boo.
Love you, kisses. So, and then what I'll say is, life gets better as you get older, and you have to love yourself first. And once you do that, everything else gets easier. But it gets better. None of us have all the answers. We never do. And especially when we're younger and more unsure of ourselves. But, you know, love yourself first, and then good things will follow.
Great day to youth coming out. You know, there's hope at the other end. Hang in there. Find someone to talk to. You know, if you're struggling, we're all here for each other.
And I encourage anybody who is questioning and doesn't have full support of family or friends, it doesn't matter. You will find your way. All you need to do is dig deep and find your strength to live who you are and live you.